Hello everyone, Miss Art Garden here, and today we're going to do a Let's Draw of Aster. Aster is the main character of my comic Meadow Melodies. I designed her very easy to draw so I could draw her over and over again, and I thought she would make a good Let's Draw person. If you guys like these videos, I might do more of them in the future, and if you have any characters you want me to do a Let's Draw of in the future, leave them in the comment section below. Okay, let's get started. First off, because there's always a couple people who seem to be curious, I'm using Photoshop CS4 and an old Wacom Intuos 4 tablet. My project is 20 by 11.25 inches at 300 pixels, but you should be able to use any kind of program you want. First of all, I have this white background, but I want a new layer to do my sketch on. Let's choose a nice blue color. I think blue's a good sketching color. And we'll put my brush opacity is going to be down to about 35. And I'm going to bump up the size of it. It's at 20 right now. And that'll all depend on what size your document is and stuff. So let's go ahead and start by drawing her guides, her body guides. So we'll draw a circle for the cranium. That's terrible, so I'm going to Command Z it and try it again. It's okay. It's a little big, so I'm just going to Command T, knock it down a little bit. And we'll do her mostly symmetrical. So we'll just go ahead and sketch these in. These are guides, so you don't have to be too concerned with how perfect they are right now. That's a little asymmetrical, you know. I'll just fix that up real quick with the transform tool. Okay, and I'm not sure if I'm going to draw a full body. Let's go ahead and just keep drawing. So we'll draw on the neck. See her shoulders. Let's give her kind of a pose. So we'll have one shoulder up, one shoulder down. Her action line will just be pretty straight. Maybe we'll give her hips a little bit of the reverse angle. I think she's, what's the word? Tilting them up. Okay, and then we'll draw a couple of these will be her hip joints. And you know, I'm not sure how much of her legs we'll draw, so let's just kind of sketch in some before. We'll have kind of her doing this style. She's got a lot of attitude in here in the comics so far. She's kind of bland and meek, but I wasn't really sure how to do character development without starting her, and I was kind of boring. And I think I'm regretting it now, but it's all just, you know, a test. So let's I think that this needs to be a little bit longer, so I'm just going to actually drag it down a little bit. Okay, and then we'll sketch in her torso. This will be her bust area. Her waist will go in there, and then there's her hips. And we'll do the same here, except I want this to go in a little more, and these will be her hips. And it's just guidelines, so it can be as messy as you want. We'll draw in kind of a pelvic area here. And her leg, I guess we'll have this one going behind this one. So we'll just kind of do that. And I'm not sure. I don't know how much of the leg I'm going to draw there, but we'll sketch it in for now. And we'll have this one kind of go down here, and let's see, her back of her leg would be like that. Okay. I think I've made her hips a little bit wide for her particular body type. It doesn't particularly matter though. I should have put like a picture up of her. Maybe I'll do that in the future so you guys can kind of, you know, see her as we draw her. Okay, so in general, that's kind of that. And then let's do, let's see, let's have her arm go to her hip, I guess. Like that. And we can, you know, we'll draw on her hand like that. And her other hand could just go down the side. Like that. Her shoulder joint might be right there. And then that's where her hand will end. Okay, we'll just flesh out her arms a little bit here. And like this. And then we'll have that go like this. So this will be the meaty part of her arm. Will go like that. And I tend to kind of erase guides as I draw rather than just layer and layer and layer. We will have kind of a darker color go over this, but I'm not actually going to create another layer for the top sketch part. I'm just going to kind of keep erasing and keep being clean as we go through this. Okay, so that'll be the meaty part of her elbow area. And her hand will just I should have had her holding something. Maybe we should do that. Let's see, what could she hold? Well, for now we'll just draw her hand in like this. And in the future we can maybe change it. Decide to sketch something in there. I can't really think right now. Okay, so I want to make her hip tilt a little more exaggerated, so I'm going to bring that in. And just kind of like that. If Aster was a little bit older, I would probably have her hips a little bit wider, but she's only a teenager, so I'm not going to go too much into that. Okay, so I don't really like the arm, so I'm just going to select the lasso tool, move it over a little bit. No big deal. Maybe I could just, what would it look like if I just had it go down? That's kind of weird. I think it looks a little more better with the shoulder up attitude, so I'm going to go all the way back up here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw her with her arms, both arms on her hip, because that looks a little funny. And that, you know, you can change your mind as much as you want when you're sketching. So let's see, we'll draw that and then that. Okay. And then we'll draw in, flesh out her arm. So when you're fleshing out her arm, the shoulder goes here. It gets a little bit, you know, depending on her body type, it goes a little bit in here, out to her elbow. A little slight curve here, out to her elbow. And then the meaty part of her arm, usually, you know, when it's bent, will kind of go where I'm putting it. Okay, and then we'll put her other hand, I guess we'll do the same thing, so she's just doing that. Alright, so now we have pretty much her guidelines all sketched out. You can erase some of these things to kind of get a better idea of it. And I think I am just going to draw her a little bit like this, so she's a bit easier to see in the video. So we're just going to bump her up like that. Hopefully you guys can follow along if you're trying to draw along. And if I'm going too fast or too slow, go ahead and leave feedback in the comment section. I don't mind. Any kind of criticism or, you know, constructive criticism is perfectly great with me. Okay. So I'm just kind of erasing some stuff so you guys can see, you know, the sort of the sketch we're working with. So now I'm going to take my color, I'm going to make it a little bit darker. It's still at about 35%. I'm going to bump it up to, I guess, 50. Alright, and I'm actually going to move my brush size down so it's a little bit smaller. And then we're going to zoom in. Okay, a little bit more. And we'll do her face. And let's see. Just go like that. And like this. So what we're doing is we're sketching in, let's show you. This is the original line, but I'm actually moving her face down. So these are the new where her eyes will go under. Except that's a little bit too low, so let's move it up a little bit. There we go. And then, you know, you can imagine right when you're drawing in her chin, I guess I should draw in some of her features first, so we can go over like how to draw on the chin and stuff. So let's just do the top of the eyes is usually what I start with. And we're just gonna kind of sketch those in a bit. And then we're gonna erase some of these so I can see better. And then we'll do, her nose will be, I guess we're doing her, I originally wanted to draw her symmetrical, so let's do that actually. Change of plans. No worries, because it's just the sketching phase. So let's go make her real symmetrical. And like this too. I might copy one eye and do the other one, but for now we'll put that in. Her nose, you can do whatever nose style you like. I like to kind of give a hint of a bridge of a nose, the bridge of the nose, and then some nostrils. She's got sort of a, not really bulbous, but a little bit bulbous. Perfectly described. Okay. That's good for her nose. And then we'll draw her lips, which kind of go, well, you can draw your lips whatever you want, and then I give it like a little tiny bit of a, you know, downwards dip where her thing goes, and then from corner to corner we draw the bottom lip, and then above it we can do like a little indent where that top part of the lip is, and then go back down to the corners. And there she's got her lips. Her nose is just a little bit off, so I'm going to take that transform tool, warp, draw her nose, you know, pull it down a bit, pull it up like that. So that was the original. That's what it looks like now. Okay. And now her chin is too far down, so you can either, let's just move the features up a bit. So I'm just going to take that lasso tool, little lazy cheats, and oops, I'm going to take this too because I know I won't want to erase it. Move it up a little bit because you want a little bit of room here for, you know, a chin area. That's a common mistake. I see a lot of people draw the lips like way too far down. So let's go ahead and to make her face real symmetrical, I'm going to erase some of this stuff here. And let's see. I've kind of picked my favorite side here. And I think it's going to be this one with a few adjustments. That looks pretty decent. I'm going to erase this one. I'm going to select this one with the lasso tool. Command C, Command V. I have a new layer now. Flip horizontal. And we got a little bit of her lip there. Now her face is actually very symmetrical. And then I'm just gonna merge the layer. I know you guys can't see that, it's off screen, but merge that layer. Her head is going to be moved over a bit to match up with that neck. And there we go. Let's just keep on adding features now. We can do the same thing with her eyes. Let's draw in one eye that we really like. Sketch that. Erase that here. Give her kind of eyelashes. And then the bottom. And before we draw in the eyeball, the iris, whatever, I'm going to Command C, Command V, whoops. I hit Command R by accident too. Flip horizontal, line that up, move it over. Before I put it down, I'm going to go down to that bottom layer and just erase this stuff so it won't be in the way. And then we can go back up, merge them, there we go. If you guys are looking for more like specifics, I do have a how to do this, you know, how I do my digital illustrations, and there was a sketch episode where I kind of went into how I did this a little bit more clearly. So there we go, we got her eyes. She's got a little bit, I don't know, there we go. We'll draw in her hair next. So she does have these kind of like flat bangs. Actually, before we draw, no, we'll draw her hair in. Let's just keep going so I don't have to zoom back in. So let's draw a couple lines here, 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 and here. And then she has, these will end up being erased eventually, so you can draw them like that, I guess. She has these sections of hair that go down. We're all just sketching so they can be as messy as we want. And then, oops, there. And same over here. We'll have the hair go down and down. There we go. Bring this in a little bit more. So now we have that kind of long hair. We'll draw in the bangs a little bit, and just kind of, there's a little part here between this section and this section of bangs, so we'll do that. Same over here. Okay. Let's erase some of this area. And now we're gonna go out. So we've got her head sketched on. And since it was zoomed in, there's a couple problems I didn't notice that we're gonna go ahead and fix now. And the biggest problem being that her head is just simply too big for the sketch. So you can either make the body bigger, which maybe I'll just do that. Sketch this, or select this guide here. We'll just go ahead and make her body a little bit bigger to match up that head length. And that's a little better. I'm also going to select her head. I think it looks a little too straight on. So we'll tilt it a little bit and we'll bring it over here. Like that, I guess. And her eyes are actually too close together, just by a little bit. So I'm going to move this one out a little bit. And we forgot her eyebrows. So those are the things I noticed right away. It's easy to get kind of confused. So we forgot her eyebrows. I forgot her eyebrows. Let's just sketch them in right now. And we'll do kind of these like, you know, expression like, what are you doing over there? I don't know. There we go. Now she has eyebrows. We'll go ahead and draw on the top of her head. She actually has her hair in a braid usually. So we'll go ahead and draw it like that. And like that. Okay. And when we do the final, I'll probably erase that. Bring her hair in a little bit. When you do the final inking, you can also make some of these changes if you're worried about doing it with the sketch. I usually just do it as much with the sketch as I can and leave some for the final. So let's continue down her body. Draw on her neck. I'm drawing in her neck like about from the front view, kind of a little bit out where her eyes are here. Her eyes are really bugging me, so I'm gonna redraw them a little bit. So let's draw it like that. Let's draw it like that. It was a bit too much like she was looking up the way I drew it the first time. So I like it this way a little bit better. And I'm going to, because her face looks a little oddly wide, I'm just going to move it in just a touch. There we go. Now we're going to go back down, draw in her shoulders. And this original line that we did was fine, so I'm just going to kind of strengthen that area. Erase some of these as I go. Draw this in, and let's erase some of this. Draw in her shoulders with some more. And then I'm actually going to change this one a bit. Draw this a little higher. And this goes out like that. And then we'll have to go in here. Erase that if you want. And then this still will go down like that. And there'll be, you know, a hand. I'm not going to draw it in quite yet, but we'll just kind of sketch in like what it would look like. Something like that. Okay. And draw this out. Before we draw any more, I'm going to start drawing her clothes as well. Actually, we'll draw them the neck first. So this is front view. We'll see like the cords of her neck. And under that will be the collarbone area. And just put that in like that. Okay. And then the dress. Put in the straps. One strap here. One strap here. And then the neckline is a V shape. And then the straps can go down like that and around here. Down like that. And I probably should have picked up a picture of her because I hope I'm not messing up any details. But that's okay. Doesn't really matter. We're just having fun drawing. Okay, so her dress will come in like that. And then at the waist will have lots of wrinkles. I'm going to erase this and bring in some of those wrinkles. Okay. Let's draw. I want this to go over a little bit more. So we'll just erase it, put it in, just like that. And we can add some of the ones over here. Let's see, I'll do it like that and then like that. Okay, we'll reshape this area here a little bit more. And there we go. Gonna keep moving on down. Sketch in this arm. It's already getting messed up. And there we go. And then we can have the hand, and then the usual, you know, I'll draw it in later. Hands I usually draw last. Not like last, but I don't know, something intimidating about hands. Okay, so we'll sketch that in like there. Give her the proper arm shape here. We'll do this one over here while we're at it to finish off her arms, and then I'm going to blow it out again. And she looks a little bit off, so I'm going to take, this is still a sketch phase, so might as well work with it now. Take this, move it up and in a bit, and do the same here. She looks a little bit too broad-shouldered, I guess, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not her particular style. Move that down, move this in, and there we go. Now we're going to draw in her, I know we have her legs kind of crossed weird, but she has a skirt, so you won't really see much of it. Just long flowing skirt, and it can go like that. And then we're just going to erase all her leg work. And let's just lasso it, make it a little faster. There we go. And these are where her legs are, so we can have a few, like, you know, wrinkle line areas here, like that's where her leg is, and then there it goes down like that. And we'll have I used to have a belt on her waist, the very first drawing. We'll draw it for this thing, and then I forgot to draw it in, so then it just had to be like, oops, she took it off. That was number one lesson. Not number one lesson, that's just something I learned about drawing comics. It's hard to be consistent. And right now, in the part where I'm drawing her, she actually has this really poofy skirt that goes out like that. But we'll draw her original skirt. So I want to draw it out like that. And this one down a bit like that. I've changed my mind how I want to draw it already. And then since we drew in that belt, we can do a little bit easier like that. And then like that. And that's pretty simple to finish it off. Let's go ahead and go in here, make this a little bit bigger. So it looks a little bit off right now. And there, that's not too bad. Okay, let's go up before you know, we finish off with this sketch. Let's go and look and see all the things we want to change before we finally ink it, which I might be doing off camera a bit. Like that. Her eyes are a little off, so I'm going to take them, make them a little smaller and down a little bit. And then since this is just a copy of that one, I'm just going to delete it. Recopy this one. And put this in its place. Horizontal, there we go. And she's gonna be a little derp-eyed till I fix it. There we go though. And then we'll erase that and draw it in more properly. There we go. So now she looks a little better. I want to draw her hair. Oops, I gotta merge that layer. I want to draw her hair in a little bit on this side. Like that. And let's go ahead and draw her braid, like the wind is blowing a bit here and her braid is coming off here. Her head is still just a little too big, so let's fix that too. I'm going to bring it up actually like that. It's just the sketch phase. There we go. Then we'll draw her braid, and then you just draw her style of braid, the lazy style. Just make some lines that go out like that, and then tuck in like that. And then these kind of just, you know, like a braid. I don't know how to explain it better than that. There we go. There we go. And then this will be the hair tie and just a little tuft of hair at the end here. There we go. And that's her. Let's flip her horizontally, see if she still holds up a little bit. She's not quite... let's see, what's wrong there? Something kind of wrong. I think it's her chin. I'm going to go in here and just kind of rework it a little bit. There. Oh no, I've messed it up. Okay. And there. A little bit better. Okay. Now let's see again. That's fine. As is. Okay. So there we go. We have a little sketch of Aster. And hopefully you were able to follow along a little bit. I will show you... move this out a little bit. I've decided. I actually think maybe we could do a little bit more with the wind here and have just like a little tuft here that just kind of barely visible. That's getting blown off like that, and then just bring it in like that. There we go. Gives it just a little more interest. So let's, I guess I should sketch in the rest of her hands before I call it done. So I always leave that. So this is the meaty part of her palm. That pinky's a little off. We'll just kind of rework it. And then just give a few more. The way I drew this hand, there's not a lot of fingers that'll be visible, so we'll just like that, and we'll do kind of the same thing, almost a replica hand over here. I want to draw her thing here. And we'll do the same where you have the pinky, and then you just see the ring finger, and I guess in that one you can see one more little tuft finger. And it's not perfect, but let's see, this needs to be out a little bit more. And I don't know if I can, I think it looks a little weird with that, but we'll do it. So I've committed to it now. There we go. Okay, so there she is. Just keep messing with her a little bit. Did that mess up her face symmetry a little bit? So let's fix that then. And then I promise I'm almost done. Let's move that down a little bit now. And now I think we'll call that good. That's good enough. So there we go. We sketched out Aster. And now all you have to do is ink and color her. I'll show you a photo right here of the final drawing. I hope you were able to follow along okay. And if you want me to do another character in the future, just let me know. If it's a fan character or if it's one of yours or whatever, leave a suggestion in the comments and I might do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is. And keep drawing and keep having fun. And I will see you in the next video.